Hello, everyone. I am here again with another special guest. This is Dr. Angela Benveniste. She is representing POPS, the club. Thank you so much for being here, Angela.
Oh, thank you for inviting me, Wendy. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, great. Can you tell us a little bit more about the program and what services you provide for transition-aged youth?
Yes. So the program is called POPS the Club, and POPS stands for Pain of the Prison System. And what POPS the Club does is it provides a safe space for students, mainly high school students, who have been incarcerated or impacted by families or any loved one that's been incarcerated. And what we do at POPS the Club is we specifically have volunteers that go into the schools or in our communities, and we host a lunch. The lunch is free, and it allows students to kind of come in and, there's no sign-in sheet. They're allowed to just kind of maybe check it out, see what it is all about, what they talk about. And we use art, and we use art, either art or writing, as a form to kind of, as a therapeutic form to process their feelings or emotions. Because, I think those who have, we deal with impacted, by incarceration may deal with a lot of disenfranchised grief. And so processing that is really important in a safe space. And you don't see that very often. So POPS, the club, is unique in that they always have food. It's always free. And it allows the students to come in and kind of share that in their own art form.
Oh, yeah, that sounds great. And is it usually the same the same students that show up, or is it, I know you said there's not necessarily a sign-in sheet, so it sounds like anybody can drop
Anyone
by.
can come. Yeah, so that's the great
Okay.
thing about POPS. People don't have to be impacted by incarceration to come. Some students will come just to maybe support their friends, or just to come to have a safe place to talk about what they're feeling, or wanting to meet other individuals. So it's really, you don't have to, it could be for anyone.
Okay, that's great. Is there like an age limit, or around what's
We usually support, high school students and young adults as they're emerging into the professional world. But right now, POPS is in over 16 schools. And so right now it's primarily in the high schools.
Oh, okay. Okay. But there's now I know you mentioned about art, different type of arts. I also noticed that there's some writing or some maybe poetry involved.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about some of the other mediums of like art that's involved?
Yes. So the great thing about POPS is it kind of, you're also able to kind of build on your skills, whether those are art or poetry or writing. Usually at the end of the year, the academic year, POPS has a publishing company, and they publish a book of all of the works that some of the students have done, whether it's poetry, essays, and allows them, to put that on their resume, and, kind of practice their art form.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I think storytelling, I'm sorry, is a huge, great therapeutic component for young students, and something that we don't value as much. And so to have that space and have that individual part to do some form of storytelling and healing is just so vital.
Yes, exactly. And it's and it's in different forms too. So it could be, through painting, through words, through different avenues. So that sounds really great. Um, can you share a success story?
Yeah, so there's over 500 students currently in POPS, and I mean, just being with them the past year, I have to say that POPS is special and unique, that they've had students who've graduated, went on to college, were first generation, and POPS has been there to continually support them. And one former student was actually on the board of directors as well. So it allows opportunity of growth, and it's a huge community and support system, and so important for students who may have that, or feeling that loss of community, to have that community and be a part of it. And so even going from the Pops Club to being on the board of directors is huge. And so it's amazing to see how, they can transform.
Yeah, that is huge. That's wonderful. Going back and, giving, making sure that others have these opportunities. That's wonderful. So, how can clients contact your program? How can they get involved?
Oh, so it's pretty easy. We're on, social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and you can reach out there. But also, I think a really great place is the website. And so you can go to our staff, and we have a volunteer coordinator, Ariel, who you can always reach out to, or email if you'd like to volunteer, get more involved, know more about it. Honestly, I think you could reach out to anyone, even one of us as board directors, just to say, I'd like to be more involved. And each of us are so heavily involved, we would love to, engage and try to get as many people involved in this mission as much as possible.
Okay, great. And you mentioned the volunteers. What do volunteers do?
So the volunteers usually come in. Well, it varies depending on what they're looking for their experience, but a lot of volunteers can come to the clubs themselves and help process emotions, or maybe they could provide poetry or photography services. They can provide some type of service in their art and share how they heal. And so you could come to the meetings yourselves, and it's a great opportunity to meet others and yeah, and grow professionally.
Oh, yeah, that's great. So if anything, not participate necessarily as a client, but also as a volunteer.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's great. What advice would you give youth that are experiencing homelessness?
I think um, it it's such a challenging thing to go through. I think it's so important to it's a lot easier said than done, but asking for help and reaching out. It's probably one of the most challenging things, but if it's one thing I could push young students to do is just reach out to that person that you feel somewhat connected, that may have those resources that you need, and look for that community. So finding a trusting adult or somebody, an organization that would like to help you or mentor you is huge. Like, you can reach out to me. I'm sure you can reach out to Wendy, but I think that not giving up hope is huge as well, and that can be another thing that's very challenging. And so in order to keep that hope alive, reaching out and asking for things you need and resources, and don't feel bad about it. Like, that's what we're here on earth to do, and so is to help one another and have community. So just know that I was in that position, and asking for help is important. And one day it'll lead you to hopefully be able to give back, to those experience the same thing as you were.
Yes, yes, thank you. Is there any additional or what is it, advice or something that you would like to add to youth that have experienced incarceration or it's sometime in their life, whether it's for themselves or the family members?
Um, Again, I would always encourage individuals to find their art form that, just like we do in pumps, that it keeps them going, whether it's music, which is the highest art form, right? Listen to your favorite music, and don't let anyone or anything along your way kind of, make you feel less about yourself. I think that um, you have to just continue on doing what's best for you. Listening to the music you love is so important, and surrounding yourself with people who make you feel loved, make you feel that community. And if you haven't found it yet, don't give up hope. Keep looking, because right, the helpers will always be there. And sometimes, I'm sorry, and sometimes I know it feels like, why is this happening to me? I see all around me, these things aren't happening to me. And it can be so challenging. And so I think that understanding that you're going through these things, so that, when you overcome them later, you'll be able to help that person that was in your situation. And so, um, just finding that love and passion, and surrounding yourself, and reminding yourself that, you can get through this on the other side, can be helpful at times.
Yes, no, I agree with you. Just having that and just being around the positivity, it gives you more energy. It almost like injects this I don't know, like I said, like energy, love, and you're able to continue going because situations like this, they're so difficult. They're so difficult. And sometimes you feel like giving up, or I don't have enough energy to do this. You really want me to go to this place for help? Come on, right? I can barely get up. So, but surrounding yourself, and that's one of the things that, a lot of the clients that come through our doors will say is, I make myself go because I know that once I'm there, I feel better, right? Because of the positivity, because of those, those relationships. It's very powerful. So, thank you for letting us know, letting us learn a little bit more about Pops the Club. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and put the contact information so that anybody who's interested can contact you.
Yes,
Maybe
for anything. Even if you just need a little pick me up, just bug me. Yeah.
Yep. So there you go, guys. You heard her. All right. Well, thank you so much, Angela. It was great catching up. And hopefully we can, continue collaborating.
Yeah. Hopefully Pops will be it. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, great. Thank you so much. You have a good one.
Thank you too.